So today we are going to discuss about the power of thought or thinking. So you might have heard about this story, which goes like this: that once a guy went to the doctor and uh, by thinking in his mind that he has some kind of disease, and what doctor observed was that he don't have any kind of disease. It's only in his mind that he has a disease. So after observations, doctor just gave him the liquid which resembles with the kind of a medicines. And after some days, that same guy come to the doctor and just for expressing his gratitude to the doctor that yeah, I'm perfectly well now. Then after laughing, doctor just said to that guy that it's just a water, it's just a saline water that I gave you. It's nothing. So so this is how powerful our thoughts are thinking. We can create any kind of disease by just thinking alone, or we can cure any kind of disease by just thinking alone. You can find a lot of research on the topic, which goes like how thinking our thoughts are shaping our body. you know so it goes like this. Thoughts not only just change our it's not possible. It's not possible to change the DNA sequence by these by external stimuli. There is a concept in the genetics which is epigenetics, which is epigenetics. So what is epigenetics? Genetics actually is, so epigenetics is changing the function of DNA, not structure of DNA, not sequence of DNA. So it's changing the function of the DNA means expressions of the genes. By changing the expressions of genes, and one of the example of expressing of gene is how our fat is built inside us. So yeah, so this is an example of this is how powerful our thoughts, and it acts as actually epigenetics. You might have heard about, there are a lot of genetic changes are happen due to external stimuli, and thinking is also one of the contributing factor for that, which and it acts as an epigenetic, for changing the body structures of ourselves. So yeah, this is like, recent neuroscience research has shown that thinking alone may transform our brains. And therefore, ask yourself, what do you especially spend most of your time mentally practicing, contemplating, and eventually demonstrating? Whether you manufacture your story knowingly or unwittingly, your behavior and ideas constantly reinforce and support your neural representations of you. Remember that whatever you spend your money on, whatever you watch on YouTube, whatever you watch on YouTube, whatever you just perceive from external world, you are creating. It is just like you are encoding a software inside your subconscious mind. So it is it's a very need to be careful that we take care of it. So yeah. So, how to change and what it takes to change through your deliberate thought and deeds, you express who you are. At this point, you may be wondering what enables us to willingly alter how the brain functions, where and what makes up the you. Enables you to switch between several brain circuit that transforms you. So you should be aware of. Are you aware or not? You. Aware of you, I'm referring to works and lives in the frontal lobes. So you know what frontal lobe is? Frontal lobe is the regions of our brain, one of the regions of our brain, lobes of our brains. We have actually four lobes. Frontal lobe, which is located behind the forehead, occipital lobe, parietal lobe, and there's a one more lobe. And the temporal lobe, yeah, last one is temporal lobe. And the frontal lobe was the last brain region to evolve. It is the most advanced regions of our brains, which is evolving, and which has evolved and which is evolving. Yeah. So so this So this area, this regions of the of our brain is responsible for conducting all the commanding or conscious actions we are taking, like managing something, or taking actions on something, or planning or strategizing and things. So this is a part of the brain which is involved in such things. So yeah. So also it is a part where where we build our personality. So because everything, language processing, everything is personality building is taking place here in frontal lobe. So you hold in your unique space of how you engage with outside the world. Yeah, this is all the things which is performed by this, and comprehend reality, obviously. And the frontal lobe manages and governs other more established brain regions. The frontal lobe direct you path, and the manager your behavior, inspire you to consider novel options and access through your life. So it is actually the CEO of your, you can say CEO of your brain. So it's a very important part of our brain. So it is where your conscience is located. So you were given the frontal lobe via evolution. As I said, this area of our brain is mostly capable of adapting to change, and is the mechanism your behavior and ideas change with times. I want you to realize this most recent area of your brain to change both your brain and future. So yeah, that's what.